It's never been easier to boost your income online as a teacher. However, most teachers, they're still stuck in the mindset that teachers can never earn doctor and lawyer salaries. Well, in this video, I'll show you how teaching is actually one of the best paid professions right now, and I'll share 3 skills that you need to master to boost your teaching income. There's no hiding from the fact that the online tutoring space is, of course, booming. It's projected to grow by about 196 billion, I believe, by 2027. So more teachers know that there's an opportunity to take their teaching expertise online and start earning more money, okay? The issue is most teachers just turn it into a side hustle, where it is completely possible, though, to turn it into a full-blown business where you can teach on your own terms just a few hours a week from the comfort of your own home. And, do so in a way that you can teach the students that you love teaching. So how do you make sure that you don't just turn it into a side hustle where you're just getting paid, like $50, $100 here and there from students that you're teaching alongside your teaching job? Well, the first thing is a premium tutoring package. Because if you're not seen as premium as a teacher when you take your expertise online and try and work with students, well, guess what? They want to pay you what they're used to paying, right? Like what all of their friends are paying and what people expect online tutoring to be, okay? And that's like $40, $50, $100. And so the marketplace has been blinded, and that's because most teachers just look the same, because they just take their expertise online, think that they can say that,
hey, I'm a math teacher, or I'm a science teacher, or I teach guitar, or whatever it is.
And the students are going to come running. Now, sure, you're going to pick up a few students. It's not hard. Like, there's so many people out there, and you can probably run some ads and stuff like that, some marketing, and you can use social media. But if you don't have a premium package to actually offer the students, then they're going to want to pay you those low hourly rates. So you end up just building a side hustle, and then it's just like more hassle than it's worth, right? So if you really want to earn more income online as a teacher, the key is to turn your online tutoring efforts into a full-time business. And you do that by making sure that you have a premium packaged tutoring offer, okay? And so that if you can get a student who's going to pay you $1,000 or $2,000 for about a 12-week period, well, then most teachers, the average salary in the US, by the way, is $5,300 last time I checked, okay? Now, if I've got a tutoring package that's worth $1,000 for the next 12 weeks for one student, well, I only need to sign 5 students up, and I've pretty much made my entire teaching salary in a single month. Obviously, you need to know how to get the students, which I'm going to come on to in just a sec. But if you can charge $1,000 or above for your online tutoring services, that's going to allow you to earn way more money as a teacher in a way that you can bring in just the students that you actually want to teach. And plus, we've got teachers that we've worked with, they're charging like way more than that. And obviously, it depends on your start point. If you're only just starting on this journey, maybe you need to start a little bit less because you need to validate that you can actually get your students' results online, right? But the key is that premium packaged tutoring offer. Now, how you actually get a premium packaged tutoring offer is make sure that you are only attracting in the right student who's going to want to pay that. Because not everybody is, and that's fine. You've got to be okay. You can't help everybody. If you're trying to help everybody, you probably end up helping no one. Okay, so the goal is to work out who's the student you actually want to serve. Okay, so if you can work out who that student is, you actually want to teach, then build a compelling marketing message around, hey, are you a student who wants to get a 1500 SAT score so that they can actually go on to a top university, gain a scholarship, and secure a better future in tech or whatever, right? And to be able to really communicate to your ideal student. Because the only student that's going to reply and respond to that, if that's what I'm going to market and that's who I'm going to try and speak to, the only student's going to respond is that student. So what you say and who you try and attract determines everything. Because you don't get a chiropractor, right? Hey, come over here and I'll help you with your leg. If you've got a leg injury, you've got knee ligament damage, come and see me and I'll help you. No, they just market and they just speak to, hey, if you've got severe back pain, then I'm your guy, right? I'm going to free you from back pain forever so you can live a happier life with your kids or whatever, right? And so the key then is is package your expertise as a teacher into a compelling marketing offer, which means you speak to only one student. So work out what subject, what student, or who is the student within that subject. So what grade range are they? What age are they? What ability maybe? Next up is, what result are they striving for? Do they want to play their first song on the guitar? Do they want to jump 2 grades in their reading? And then the next bit is their dream outcome. Why do they want that grade? Why do they want to play the song on the guitar? Why do they want the 1500 SAT score? Why do they want to become fluent in Spanish or French? So you've got to market to them where they're wanting to go, because people value results. People pay for results. Okay, now once you've got that, you're able to command a higher price point, right? Because you're attracting a certain student in who actually wants a result, just like that chiropractor example. People pay the chiropractor a premium rate because they know the result that they're going to get. It's going to free their back pain up, right? And that's important to them. Okay, so if you're already trying to teach online, you're only getting paid a pittance. It's because what you're saying to your students on the front end before they come and work with you isn't compelling enough. Okay, so you're just blending in like a pebble on the beach with all of the other teachers out there because you look the same. You're a generalist. Okay, your marketing offer isn't compelling. And so you've got to have a compelling marketing offer. And then the premium price tutoring package, that's going to go hand in hand. Now, if they're going to pay you more, okay, and they should do because you're going to deliver great results for them as a student, then you also have the resources to invest into making sure those students get a better experience. You can hire teachers to help you. You can hire better resources for the students as well. So you're doing them a disservice, the students, by not charging more. So step 1, get a premium price tutoring package or offer so you can actually earn more per student. Because if you don't do that, you end up charging low hourly rates. Then the only thing you can do is fill your schedule up with students because they're paying you such a low rate. And then there's a ceiling anyway, because there's only so many hours in a day, which means there's only so many students you can see, and then your income can't go up anymore. Okay, you've built a glorified job, and you've just basically got a side hustle. Okay, and that's where most teachers get stuck. Okay, meaning you need to know where your next student is coming from, because if you don't know how to get students, and you don't know where your next student is coming from, that's of course a huge problem, right? Because sales for your business is like food is for your body, okay? If you don't put food in your body, eventually you're going to starve and die, okay? It was same for business, okay? So most teachers get this wrong because they think, I've got a few students or friends, I can post on my social media channels, I can reach out to a few people, I'm going to pick up a few referrals, and that's great. Like, if you can do that, cool, you can get your first few students that way, but they are unpredictable methods, right, to get students. You know, I don't know when I'm going to get the next referral, or I don't know when, if I'm just going to, you know, put some posts in the newspaper or, you know, like whatever, or drop in some flyers around people's doors, things like that. I don't know who and when those people are going to respond, right? It's completely out of my control. Okay, I'm playing a waiting game, all right? Then most teachers think that building a website is the thing to do because it's an online business. And if I want to get paid more online, I need to have a website. People need to know I've got a presence. It couldn't be further from the truth. All right. So a website is the last thing that you should build once you've actually got a thriving online teaching business, because then you're going to work on your branding. Okay. But in the beginning, you don't need a website. You need conversations with new students, people who are actually interested in what you might have to offer and teach. Okay. And a website is delaying the conversations for you, because if you think about how a website looks online, think about it. You go there, there's a gazillion different pages. Like maybe you've got the home page, the about page, maybe you've got a book a call page, maybe you've got your pricing, maybe you've got your different services that you offer, testimonial pages, all sorts of things. And so they end up becoming confusing. So your prospects are spending too long on the website if you end up going down that route. Okay, and they're not taking the simple action that you need them to take, which is book a call in to speak with you. So you need to make the process way easier. And the key behind this is if you've built a premium package, okay, a premium offer, then because you're going to get paid more, you're now able to use things like paid advertising because you've got better margins, right? So you can now pay Mark Zuckerberg or whatever, or Facebook or YouTube, and you can pay them to place your ad, and you can use targeting. You can say, hey, put this in front of parents who've got kids between the ages of 9 to 12, for example, who've also got interests in education. So now I can take my ad and display it there. And that way I know the only people who are seeing what I have to offer are my potential prospects. So it's way faster. And plus, the reason why you would use advertising strategies like this is you get data. Now, if you're a teacher, you know data's key, right? Because you have to track your students. Some of you are probably even math teachers, right? And so data is absolutely key because it gives you predictability. Okay, so yeah, you need consistent enrollment of new students, and that comes from having a predictable system. And so you need to use laser targeted advertising campaigns, okay, or strategies on social media. Place the ad of what you've got, how you can help your students in front of your ideal prospects, and then they click on the ad and they respond, okay? Now, what you can then do is you can take these people, instead of to a confusing website, into a simple conversation with you, okay, using things like messenger marketing, because I call this conversation control, all right? So if you can take a new parent or student into a conversation with you quickly, once they click on the ad, whether it's in Messenger, on Facebook, whether it's in your DMs, okay, so direct messages on Instagram, whether it's on WhatsApp, even, just one of those ways. And now you only need to work out, like, from the amount of parents and students that you're speaking to, how many of them actually book a call to go to the next step, okay? Then from that next step, out the students and parents I speak to, how many of them actually sign up to become a student? All right, you might measure some other metrics in there, like how many people actually show up for the call once they've said that they're going to attend, that type of thing as well. But you get it, right? You can now look at the numbers, look at the data, and now you can make decisions based on the data instead of wondering where your next student's coming from. So you are able to understand what actions you need to produce inside of the business to enroll new students. Now, when most teachers go online, again, like we're all accustomed in this day and age that social media marketing is a thing, right? And whether you like it or not, if you want to have an online business that helps you earn more money, you need to see yourself as not just a teacher anymore, but somebody who is potentially, you know, a digital marketer, because that's how you're going to get students, all right, whether you like it or not. And plus, yeah, you might need to have a few basic tech skills in the beginning, but the great thing about that is it's a skill. The more you do it, you're going to get better at it, just like why your students will come to you. You know, they come to you because they're not good at something. And so they get better over time because you help them, and they get better over time because they persist and they do stuff consistently. It's the same with you as a teacher needing to master potentially new tech skills. The more you do it, the easier it gets, right? And so once you've actually learned, okay, how to become a digital marketer, now you're going to be able to, so as I was saying, the reason why that's important is because most teachers are understanding that they need to become that digital marketer and they need to go on social media, but they're just launching things like Facebook ads or Instagram ads. And then when they don't get any students from it, they give up and say, oh, it doesn't work. Okay, but they're missing the key piece. In order to make your enrollment consistent, okay, and in order to make sure it's profitable and it actually works, there's two sides to it. There's the advertising side where you create demand, which is launching an ad. And then there's the marketing side where you need to make sure that you follow up with your students or your new leads and you learn to provide value to educate them. Okay, so if you think about the advertising and enrollment system like a conveyor belt, okay, in a factory, where in the conveyor belt, there's pretty much nothing there, right? It's a very basic, it's not a finished product, okay? And at every single stage of the journey on that conveyor belt, what's being made is gradually being turned into the finished product. So if you think about your advertising system as an online teacher, wanting to make more money, as a conveyor belt, when you first get a lead, you need to start to educate them. You need to provide more value. Okay, now some people are going to take longer to go on along that conveyor belt to turn into a paid student. Okay, but the moment you stop marketing to them, the moment you stop providing value, is the moment you stop building trust, and it's the moment they forget about you. Okay, so many teachers just go online, try and get leads, don't follow up, don't provide value. They're just advertisers. They don't become marketers. So you need to build a system okay, where you're able to use things like email marketing, you're able to perhaps warm up your leads, provide content, provide value once you've got the lead. So think of the lead as a seed, and then in order to turn the seed into a student, you got to keep watering it. Guys, quick interrupt. I hope you're enjoying the video, but I wanted to make sure you picked up your copy of Teaching on Your Own Terms. It's my best-selling book, and it shares with you the exact 5 steps that I've used with over 2,000 teachers at this point, helping them build their dream online teaching businesses. It went to bestseller in 7 categories. It's been featured by NASDAQ in Times Square, New York City. And I know you're going to love it. Inside of the book, you're going to learn things like how to position yourself as the go-to tutor in the marketplace and the offer that you can create to get your ideal students reaching out and how to communicate that. I'll share with you what I've seen as the best advertising strategies to get in front of new students and parents who want what you've got, how to sell your services, and everything you actually need to include in an online group tutoring business to make sure your students crush it and get great results. There's some free gifts and bonuses in there. I think in the first couple of pages, there's a link. You can go and grab some free gifts on me, but I know you're going to love it. Teaching on Your Own Terms. I'll leave a link down below in the comments and go and pick up your copy today. So the next thing you need to master is a scalable delivery model. If you want to earn more money online and boost your income as a teacher, you cannot go online and start teaching students one-on-one. Because if you think about the school day and when students are potentially at school, they're probably at school from 9 until 3 p.m. So if they're at school from 9 until 3 p.m. in the morning, 9 o'clock, afternoon, 3 p.m., they're going to get home probably just after 4 p.m. And so there's a very small window that you can actually see students. And if you're already teaching in the classroom, then you've got a small window as well, because you've got to get home, you've got to eat, you've probably got to do some like additional work from the school day as well. You've got to prep for tomorrow's lessons or whatever. Maybe you've got kids. And so you've only got a limited window to see students, right? Anyway, and so time is money. So the key is to not sell your time. So what you need to do is have a scalable delivery model. It means you can teach just a few hours a week, but have unlimited earning capacity, okay? And have unlimited ability to impact as many students as you want. And so you need to teach your students in a group, all right? Now, if you've got the right student coming in the first place because you had a great premium offer that was marketed to the right student, then who's going to come in? Who's going to stick their hand up and say they want to work with you? The right student, your ideal student. And if those students have got similar problems, similar start points, similar ability levels, and they want similar goals, well, you're more likely to be able to group them, okay? So what you can do is you can see your students just a couple of hours a week in a group, okay? Now, let's say that doing this online, you're probably going to teach 10 hours a week maximum as just you. And then once you get to that point, and let's say that's 5 students in a group, okay? Once you get to that point, you've got a few options. You can either replace yourself and hire another teacher, right? So that you can manage the other teacher, you can lead them, you're a business owner, right, at this point, okay? Because if you want to impact more students, you want to build something that's going to have impact, you're going to have to hire team members to help you fulfill and support, okay? And that's what's great, right? You get to become your own boss, okay? And you get to lead and help other teachers succeed as well, okay? So you could either hire other teachers to help you create another timetable. You could increase your rates, okay? The more and more results you get for your students, obviously you're going to be able to increase your rates. You can increase your group size. We've seen teachers work here at the Teacher Project, the teachers we've helped, we've seen teachers work with all the way from 3 students in a group to over 100 plus. And then obviously it depends on a few things like the age of the student, the subject, the teacher experience, that type of thing as well. So it definitely does depend on that. But if you're teaching students in a group, then obviously you can, you're optimizing your time. You're working smarter, not harder, okay? It allows you to impact more students. Whereas the main model that teachers go for, and this is why they can't increase their income at the level they want, and they do just build a side hustle alongside their teaching job, they're stuck teaching one-on-one. And if you do that, there's a ceiling on both the impact that you can have and the income, and your time goes down the pan. Okay, so there you are. There's the 3 things that you need. You need 1, a premium package tutoring offer. Okay, so you can actually charge what you're worth so you can make this whole thing work. Because if you're only charging low hourly rates, you don't have the margins to hire a team to help you. You don't have the margins to advertise to actually get students. You don't have the margins to provide an amazing experience for your students. either. Okay. Second thing is a predictable enrollment system. So a way to get students that you can actually track, and you know to get the outputs that you want, which is a new student, you know the exact inputs, how much you need to spend, how many leads you need, how many booked calls you need, what you need to pay for a booked call, and then how many new students you need to speak to. And you get that from using paid advertising strategies, okay? Because it's targeted, and remember, it only works if you've got a great offer. And plus, you then need to make sure that you aren't just an advertiser, you're a marketer, and you need to learn and master those skills, okay? Now, that's pretty easy, and I can tell you a little bit more about that in a second, because it doesn't really matter what your tech level is, as long as you can teach and you're a qualified teacher, or you've taught previously students, then this is pretty simple. Now, the last thing, of course, is the way that you deliver to your students. It needs to be in a group-based model so that you can scale your income without scaling your workload, and you can have more impact. Okay, and then from there, it's really just about more, to be honest. It's about you can charge more, so you can increase your rates based on what you're currently charging. And the more results you get right, the more you can charge. You might increase your group size, or you might hire a team to help you expand and grow your business. Okay. Now, it's not uncommon as well. So once teachers master these 3 areas of positioning or packaging their experience into a premium offer, the enrollment side, so the predictable enrollment, and then the delivery side, it's not uncommon for teachers to replace their entire teaching salary in as little as 90 days. In fact, we've worked here at the Teacher Project with over 2,500 teachers at this point at the time of me recording this video, and it's growing daily, okay? And the teachers that we've worked with, they used to teach in a school for a pittance. Now they're teaching from the comfort of their own homes, many of them making more money than they ever had, and they still get to teach and do what they love. And I've actually detailed everything a little bit further in my best-selling book, Teaching on Your Own Terms. So if you haven't grabbed a copy yet, there'll probably be a link down below this video, and go and pick it up and go and grab it. On the first few pages, there's a gift. There's a link to go and grab a gift. You got some free courses and stuff like that. I really do dive into each of the steps that we've spoke about a little bit further today. And from what I went through today, I dive into some a little bit further in the book, and you can see some of the results that the teachers are getting and what's actually possible as a teacher once you master these 3 things. So if you haven't grabbed the book, it's called Teaching on Your Own Terms. There'll be a link in the comments or the description down below the video. Go and pick it up. And if you liked the video as well, hit subscribe and check out what we got on here. Speak soon.